Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_Access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. Got a little sun on that head today. I see you over, big dog. We got Jacob in Wisconsin. Emilio, unfortunately, will be joining us shortly, so you guys have been warned. And obviously, this was camp practice number 11 today, so we got a bunch of stuff to get into. We're going to cover our new roster move. The Packers have a new wide receiver on their roster. They also, unfortunately, had to put someone on IR. We'll cover that. We got Jordan Love highlights. We got defensive highlights. Edgerrin Cooper showing up with a strong performance. No surprise there. We'll break that down, give you the latest on the injury updates, and then just rapid-fire practice highlights along with lineup notes. So before we do that, I need you guys and gals to do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. If you like daily Packers content, make sure you hit subscribe. We're going to be going live pretty much daily all season long. Pre-game shows, post-game shows, in-depth analysis. We'll be breaking down the tape, doing film study as well, giving you what happened, why it happened in the game, and having some fun along the way. So again, if you're looking for daily Packers content, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time we do go live. And I see the chat's already filling in. Look like we're going to have a good crowd in here this evening. Boys, y'all ready to talk some Packers camp here today?
You know we're ready to go.
All right. Tim, I'm excited to get your take on this stuff as we go through. I know you were right there, boots on the ground. Again, we appreciate all the hard work you're putting in over there. Let's get to the news of the day as the Packers sign a wide receiver and place Travis Glover on season-ending IR. So, yes, Emilio, I think there's a reason why he's not here for the opening segment, but if he gets in here, we'll get his take on this. And I will just say this. There's nothing funny about it, but you guys know we're lighthearted. We're going to have a good time regardless. It is funny to me, though, how the second it happens, everybody in the Patreon community immediately start commenting Emilio. Oh, man, hate it for Excelio, hate it for Emilio. He's become the Travis Glover guy. And I don't know of another Travis Glover guy in the Packers fan base that just constantly talks about Travis Glover. But it sucks to see him going on the season-ending hour. Ed Madden in the chat, keep Emilio away from sharp instruments. Amen to that. So Tom Silverstein was the first person I seen put it out. He said, surgery expected for Packers lineman. Green Bay Packers offensive lineman Travis Glover lost for the season with a lat muscle injury. You guys remember there was some kind of shoulder something going on, and maybe they got a little deeper into the info there and discovered it was a lat injury. Now, I don't think this hampers the Packers by no stretch of the imagination. The good thing about Travis Glover is he's a sixth-round pick, if I remember correctly. So he's under contract for the next couple of years. Obviously, going IR, you're going to get paid. It's not like he's just getting thrown to the wolves out there. But you hate to see this for Glover because they were starting to move him around a little bit, right? Or I guess they did last year as well. But he was getting some reps at guard. He was getting some reps at tackle. What do you guys make of this Travis Glover news here? Are we overly concerned about it, I should say?
I mean, it's unfortunate, right? I mean, especially for Emilio, and that's the only thing we're joking about, right? Is, right. Emilio's brother from another mother that, he's been carrying the torch for since day one. And I think the real, glaringly obvious effect that it's going to have is, like we talked about last night, there's a few questions on this O-line still. They're not drastic, catastrophic, oh my God, what are we going to do questions. But there's a few question marks on that O-line. And, Travis Glover or not, whoever or not, you don't want to lose a lineman for the season when you're still trying to put the pieces together. So I think it'll have a ripple effect on that room, and we'll see how the rest of the guys pull it together, and then we'll figure out who our five is, going forward. I think this Jets game on Saturday will be a real nice indicator of where we're at, fresh off this Travis Glover IR news, Yeah.
Jacob, you got anything to add to the Travis Glover news here, bro?
Well, since the man, the myth, the legend that is Excelio is not here, conveniently, I might add, I might have to just quote too old for this, who quoted Michael Scott. He said, "It's not Emilio's love for Glover that defines him to me. It's his Mexicanity that defines him to me." Michael Scott.
There you go.
Oh,
And
speak of the devil.
right on cue. Look at
And
this.
he
You
shall
got to be
appear.
careful. Don't put him on the screen yet. Sometimes he ain't got a shirt on.
You got a shirt on to get your clothes on, buddy?
We good, Emilio? We good? All right. There's the man of the hour.
Here's the guy.
Emilio, sir, we're going to need your take on this. Let's just
Get
do
ready
this.
to
Let's go solo layout. All right, Emilio.
Oh man, it's a tough day in Packerhood, right? Brutal to hear it, brutal to see it. We had a statement kind of typed up, put together here. Packer Nation, we are bummed that Travis Glover has been placed on injured reserve. We're sending love to him as he, needs to stay strong in this time of need. This is just a brief pause for our unsung hero, right? Who plays a massive role in keeping Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs clean, protected, and opening those lines. I cannot stress this enough. This is just a temporary setback for our guy. We know he's got the heart, grit to come back stronger and better than ever. Let's rally behind Travis. Send him all the love and support. Get ready to cheer him on when he makes that big return to the field.
Keep going,
Because his comeback,
don't cut him off.
His comeback is going to be much, much greater than any setback that he's facing right now.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
I love
Write
that statement.
Did the robot write that? Come on.
I did a little bit of it, and I just needed some help. I did about
Hey, in all seriousness, it's a great statement, right? Because we have to remember that we're talking about a young player in this league that just lost another year of development. And so we have to be Packer fans and rally around our guys even when they're hurt. And, it's unfortunate for a young player who is, trying to work his way, into a role on this team. So we can't let that be lost in all the fun and games, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Because, seriously, dude's young career, right? He's just getting out. Hey, I would say that he technically made the 53, right? On IR. We didn't have that stipulation in there. I might be able to work something out. But I should have brought in the wheelbarrow because, at least he made it. He's going to be here, so I'll take that.
There you go. Gray Matter 2006 says Emilio going on like Patton with the flag in the background.
Yeah, like the Dwight Schrute speech, just everything.
Just have a pound on the desk very forcefully.
Right. Cody Newman says, for real, though, wishing Glover the best. Amen to that, buddy. Very well said. And listen, we're not making light of the injury. What we're making light of is, again, I don't know of another Packer fan who's been so vocal about Travis Glover, and it started day one. The second they drafted him, it was like Emilio knew everything about this guy.
It was like Jacob and Brenton Cox Jr. all over again, right?
Yes.
So
good thing I didn't bet a tattoo, though, right?
Yeah, I did. I was just going to say, I didn't want to interrupt the moment, but doesn't this technically mean, is that a push? Because I thought we did have a gentleman's bet. Double or nothing. Wasn't it double or nothing?
Read the ticker. The bet is still on the ticker.
Well, I thought Emilio agreed to the double or nothing.
No, I just said he'd make the 53, and I would say he made the 53 on IR, so that counts.
Jeez,
we never had.
They don't call it reserve for nothing, right? They're reserving a spot for him.
I don't think that checks out, Emilio, but we'll let it go. All right, moving along. So we did replace Glover with a wide receiver. Now he's not going to play tackle, obviously, but Isaiah, I hope I'm saying this right, Nair, is that correct?
Who?
Now, I said the same thing, Tim. This is an interesting prospect. I think I want to say on our draft board, he had a grade of like a 200, right around the 200. What that means, guys, is he's worthy of the 200th pick. Is kind of how our grading system shakes out. It doesn't mean he was the 200th best prospect. It just simply means by the grading system and how it ranks, you could have made it justifiable to be the 200th pick, if that makes sense. Is that what we got on him, Emilio, down there, a wide receiver? Isaiah Nair?
I see Isaac Tesla.
He's pretty far down. You just look at the score, and it should be somewhere around 200, maybe a little above. But
I think he might be. No, I'm not seeing him, Clay.
Not seen him. I thought I seen him on there earlier.
Might have had right around 200th. The 200th receiver we've signed in this room.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, 299. 299.
Oh, 299. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So definitely an undrafted grade. Right. No doubt about that.
He did have the heart eye emoji, though.
He did. And I'll show you why.
Ron Sandville's got the damn near a 10 RAS score here on the screen.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a second. So his PFF grades, and he started at Wyoming, right? If I remember correctly, went to Texas, then went to Nebraska. But you'll notice 58.5, 63.7. In 2021, I think he was still at Wyoming, 82.6 PFF grade. Mm-hmm. And in 2023, he must have been banged up, only at 56.6, and he finishes at Nebraska with a 60.4. What you were talking about here, Tim, the RAS that I'm showing that I pulled offline, and this was just a quick Google search, so there may have been an updated version of that. He may truly be like a 996, like you were saying, but 990. All right, hand size 9.5 inches, 6'4". That scored a 966. Weight 218 pounds. That scored a 930. His composite explosion grade was elite. 38-inch vertical, 1101 on the broad. That's a 987 there. 40-yard dash, 440, scoring a 943. 20-yard splits a 255 at a 924, and then a 10-yard split, a 156 at a 791. So he doesn't have like crazy acceleration. But boy, you get that 6'4" frame moving, he's got some top end speed, guys. I mean, that's as close as you can mathematically get to being just outside of a 4.3 40. So kind of appealing there, I believe. And then, of course, when you look at the statistics, not a whole lot obviously going on. 2019 probably ended up being a redshirt year for him. 2020, he had 8 catches for 248 yards. That was a freshman year. Now, it shows him as a freshman again, 2021. Maybe there was some kind of medical red shirt or something. But he had 44 catches for 878 yards at Wyoming and 12 touchdowns. His yards per reception was 20. All right. And then 2023 he goes to Texas. Looks like he got banged up, got hurt, only played in one game, only had 1 catch for 14 yards. And then in 2024, he finished with 34 catches for 455 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, again, the thing that sticks out here is that 2021 year, right? Jacob, we were looking at the PFF grade, solid, 82.6. He's got a big body frame, got all kinds of athleticism, and he really did play pretty darn well there at Wyoming. It sounds like he may be injury riddled there, as Bates says. Nair suffered a torn anterior. Help me out here, boys.
ACL.
Yeah, just go ACL.
Yeah, why don't we just say Bates? How you going to set me up like that, big dog? I'm over here reading the actual medical terms. ACL during preseason training camp, entering his first season at Texas in the 2023 season.
Clayton was like, "What the hell?"
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
An antler growing out of his forehead or something? What the hell does this even mean?
That's a great point, though. I mean, that might explain a little bit of the discrepancy in the numbers there. 23, right? So we're going into 2025. Maybe he's as healthy as he's ever been in the last couple of years right now. And I think you look at this score and you look at, the situation we're in, your initial reaction is camp body, right? But I mean, look at the depth in this receiver room, but also look at his frame, 6'4". He's a little bit
really arm length.
Bigger. Yeah. Arm length, bigger
body almost.
Receiver. I think that's, trying to keep your already deep wide receiver room, diverse and not just having a lot of short, compact, gadget pass catcher guys you can run as the flyer. We need some big body targets too. And so maybe this is just, again, due diligence by our front office getting someone in here,
Yeah. Bates says good old copy and paste, LOL. That's all good, Bates. Thank you for looking that information up. Anything else you guys want to add to this? Jacob, Emilio, you got anything you want to add? Because this looks a lot like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a lot like Savion Williams' build, right?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of impressive. I was pretty surprised when we had to let go of Sam Brown, just seeing the way that he flashed. And what do the Packers do? They say, "Oh, no, we don't. We're not going to make the wide receiver room any more less chaotic. Let's just bring another guy that's absolute stud, that has all the intangibles, all the freak measurables, and we'll just throw him in the mix as well." What do you think about it, Emilio?
You're muted, bro.
God, you just can't win today, buddy.
Bad day for me, honestly. I didn't even tell y'all the rear brakes on the truck blew today too. So we'll
oh, man.
Yeah. So it's been a day, but yeah, the Travis Glover news really set me over the edge. Is what did it. But I like that we brought in another wide receiver. Idea same size. You want a big guy out there. Probably a little bit more of a receiver than Savion. Not that kind of wildcat and do it all sort of utility knife. But I love the speed and. Hey, let's get him in here, see what he can do. We already kind of moved on from Brown, right? So might as well get another one going.
Definitely. All right, so there you go. There is your roster update. And like I said, we'll wrap back around with the injury report on the backside of the show here. Let's start to dive into camp practice number 11 and the recap. All right, defense dominated today. The Green Bay Packers defense outperformed the offense during practice 11, similar to their family night practice. So that theme is continuing, it sounds like. Practice structure, per Bill Huber, and I want to give a shout out to him. This was in his article. Starters typically face starters. Number twos face number twos, and backups face backups. But one period pitted the starting offense and top backups against a defense of number twos and threes. So just keep that in mind, all right? And let's dive into what I think is one of the more important parts of practice every day. Let's see how Jordan Love fared today. Tim, you were boots on the ground. I know you hang out on the defensive side. Did you get any kind of vibe from Jordan Love's day before we jump into all the details here, man?
First of all, holy crap. Is that a Evan Siegel signature right there?
Yes.
Who took this picture? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You want to show the boys and girls how to release a football? Take a look.
Look at Tim. Look at the sky in between the palm and the ball. Absolute money.
Hey, that's why he wears number 10. He only throws dimes. I've been trying to tell you guys that for a few years. But no, I think I sent something in the group chat about a little bit of different personnel stuff during teams today. Saw a lot of 21 today, which or at least more 21 than I've seen watching the team drills. And I don't know if that was because they were trying to work the defense or the offense. You know what I mean? Like maybe they wanted to see how the D looked against 21 personnel, but I'll tell you, the offense looked pretty good running that personnel grouping, whether it was the ones, twos, or the threes. But the vibe was intense today. I made that comment yesterday that yesterday was a medium day. Today they were going to go hard. They were going to go hard and heavy, and that's all sides of the ball, all the phases of the game, whether that's group drills, individual drills, or the teams. Today the piss was hot at Ray Nitschke Field for sure.
Yeah. So Jordan Love's performance, we got 3 videos we're going to show you guys. Let's just get through the details first, and I'll pull that up. Completed 15 of 22 passes, but stats don't fully reflect the day. First 3 incompletions were intentional throwaways due to tight coverage and strong pass rush. So that's really, really important to mention, right? So you could pretty much take 3 of those incompletions away, and he finishes, what would that be, 15 of 19? Looks a lot better on the stat line, doesn't it? Notable plays, he converted a 3rd and 9 to Tucker Kraft, but other passes were stopped quickly by defenders like Xavier McKinney, Keyshawn Nixon, Lucas Van Ness. In the red zone versus the starters, he went 3 of 3, including a touchdown to Romeo Doubs, which, by the way, Romeo Doubs, he just continues to catch touchdowns all camp long, every single camp. Let's go to some of these videos real quick.
I just caught the ball.
And this is just a quick little opening one here from Wes Hodquist, pointing out that Rasheed Walker did the early quarterback exchange drill here, just kind of setting up. He was limited today, right, Tim? Is that what you heard as well?
Rasheed Walker? I actually don't remember even seeing him, so this must have been early. But I know he was a little bit limited for sure, which is better than not participating at all, right?
Right, for sure. So Rasheed Walker, let me ask you guys, well, let's stick on Jordan Love. We'll get to Rasheed Walker here in a little bit. And again, this is just a quick little clip of them warming up early. And then we got a couple that came in from our buddy Baz over at Basarski Productions. Make sure you guys go give him a follow at Basarski. You can see it right here on the screen. Such a nice setup and touch pass by Love. You got to hang on, but great punch out by Ballantyne. I think most people agreed this would probably be a catch and fumble out of bounds. I think it was McCole Hardman. But look at the touch on this pass, and boy, does McCole just continue to show up or what? Look at that. Just lay it in right there in the basket.
Nice.
Gets punched out in the end. I think that's probably a completion. What do you guys think there?
I think so. It looks like a catch, football move.
Football
and then
move.
Out. Yep. It looks like ball king in full effect. That's what these boys are doing. Punch that ball out every single rep, every single time. And you got to love Corey Ballantyne, right? Just pick up right where you left off. Welcome back. Yeah. Get a punch out there in the drills. I love it.
Emilio, you notice this is kind of a leak play, isn't it? Watch how they got. Is it just me, or does Hardman almost look like he's just kind of lagging back? I don't know if it's a stack. Yeah, it was a stack look, right? Probably a little cheat. Was he cheat?
Kind of a weird release because he sort of backpedals a little bit, just a couple steps, catch him in there. I love it though because you saw if you watch it again, watch Malik Heath.
He's running the decoy, right?
Sandwich the 2 corners on top of each other, and let's run a slot fade off of that, but. You kind of have a leeway. You're not having to get off of a guy right away.
Good eye, Emilio. I saw that now on that second go through. You can see the
Kind of
little
that rough
stutter
road.
there, little back pedal stutter step.
Because he was the inside. I mean, he's the inside guy, right? So you got to clear a little bit. You got the dude pressing you at the line of scrimmage. Okay, I'll let my little inside route, run it first. Let me get out, take a step back, and go.
Let McCall hit him with that Michael Jackson moonwalk there at the top of the route. I like that.
I would have loved him to. I would say maybe it's the refs might lean on no catch there, but just because I didn't see him take it from like catching it as like a basket to bringing it to the side, but it's you're right in that leeway there.
Look at the stripe on his helmet too. Look how he tracks this ball the whole way. Like, I mean, he picks it up early in that route.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that surprised me about him is he seems like he's got really good hands. He does. Yeah. I didn't expect that. But again, love you can tell this is a play design too. This isn't like he's just lagging, he's just loafing. You could tell this is designed by LaFleur.
Absolutely.
All snap, just take a little slight step back, almost like you're letting a smoke or something set up. And then
could have been a check because he had that press coverage on him, right? It could have been, hey, let's still run this slot fade. I need a clear out or whatever they might call it.
Yeah. You know me, Mr. Defense. I gotta shout out Ballantyne again because that whole play was designed to get him picked off. Picked right there basically. And he fought through that. He fought through that little bump from Malik Heath and stride for stride basically to get a punch out at the end. So I think there's a reason why we brought him back to camp.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to the next play. This one right here, boys, this will get you excited. Baz putting another one out here on X. And this is Romeo Doubs just turning on the Jets for the 9 route. You guys know Romeo isn't known for his speed, right?
What do you mean? Are you kidding me?
That's perfect timing. Watch our boy off the jam here, right? And that's Carrington. He cooks him. Look at that speed. I mean, you're talking about 2 steps on that cat, right? And Jacob, look at the throw. This is Jordan throwing this ball too. I believe it's Jordan. It looked like it was to me. Pretty nice ball. Could have put it out there a little bit more. But Romeo, am I the only one, Jacob? Romeo's playing with some attitude in camp this year, dude. I think this dude's about to have a hell of a year. All he needs is the opportunities.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think I saw a coach in there saying that he's had a hell of a camp so far. I've heard multiple people say that. We've seen the kind of, I'd say the 180 and just his mentality and the way that he seems to be engaging with the fans, the media, with interviews. It just seems as if for the first time he seems happy. He seems content. He seems motivated. And you see what he's doing on the field, and all of a sudden you start scratching your head like, man, is there a chance that, and I don't want to put words in his mouth or nothing like that, but I just feel like that Romeo fits here. The fans understand him, the community, the organization, they understand him. I wonder, like, is it out of the realm of possibility where they're like, hey man, let's try to get him signed sometime this year, and just if he is one of those guys, and then go to Scoot's coming off of an injury, maybe give him a discounted signing. Like, is there a realm of possibility where both these guys end up on the Packers for at least another couple of years?
Yeah, it's called bringing Lombardi home, and everyone wants to stay. That's
right.
Right. There you go. Yeah. So again, beautiful throw, I think, by Jordan. And the throw before this to Mecole Hardman, as we've seen, I love how you notice he dropped back, stepped up to the right on the run, just beautiful touch pass, right? Jordan's looking good in camp. Like, to me, you're seeing more and more touch on the long balls now. Early in camp, it looked a little and I know there's people probably roasting Carrington in the chat. Watch your words, because we're going to show you a couple clips here in a little bit where you're going to go, damn, Valentine looked good.
Well, so it also helped that Doubs kind of got on top of him. Once he got the outside release, he bends it back in, and let me kind of stack on top of this guy, so he has to run through me to get to the ball.
I agree. I'd like to see CV make more of an effort to reroute him if you're going to, especially against bigger receivers. If you're going to be up that close, get more of a jam there. See him get hands on him. Got to be a little more forceful with the hands initially, because that's where Doubs cooks him. I mean, right there at the beginning. I mean, right there, he's cooked already.
Yeah.
Deputy says Doubs was separating. This is the thing about Doubs this year. Just seems like he's, I don't know, man. He got a little more speed. We seen the bomb from Jordan yesterday. You guys remember? On the post route, he gets behind both safeties.
Does it seem like late speed, like top end speed? Like once he gets the wheels going, it's like there's another gear. Like you see it right here. I mean, he just pulls away there at the end.
I feel comfortable saying he's got the best hands on the team too. It really, really does seem that way.
So far, right?
Yeah. All right. So there you go.
Either him or a certain rookie that we're all trying not to be overly excited about, even though we have every reason to be excited and believe, right?
Yeah. Ron Samuels
got some good hands too.
Yeah. Ron Sanville says Valentine stumbled. He did, Ron. I seen it too, man. It was about halfway through, and then he gets his head around, lost all the momentum. But great throw by Jordan. Great route by Romeo, obviously, with the release. So let's switch gears now. Let's jump over to the defensive side of the ball. Tim just perked up. And we're going to start with some of the videos that you gave here, Tim, from earlier today, some of the drills that was going on. Here was Coach Covington, right? Speed to power, 0 to 3 tech drill. I love how they line this up. So they're working with 3 pass rushers here on this drill. Tim, if you just want to kind of talk us through it here, man. This is nice. We'll turn it up for just a second.
Get a good listen here. He's just basically lining them up. So you see Rashawn's in the wide 9 there, it looks like, and they're basically just they're running reps. Love the new paint on the field this year, by the way, when they do this. Gives me a chance to run over there. I know they're lining up for these type of drills. And it's repetition, and they're watching every movement. I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys hold back to repeat, the simplest of drills because something wasn't right. And as you see, I believe that's Alexander there running in at the end. They made him repeat his last rep. Rashawn kind of leading by example on that edge, but Coach Covington and Coach Ogabasi, man, they are playing no games with this defensive front at all. And we all know about the ball king. So, you put all of those attributes together and, add on top of it that you're basically, let's call it what it is. This defense is going to be ball hawking. This is a ball hawking defense in 2025, I think all 3 levels of this D. And you see it all starts in the trenches, man. And it's just fun to watch these guys work.
Jacob, look at your boy Brenton Cox. How fast, man! Look at this.
Yeah.
Well, you know I was going to bring up Cox for sure, but he does look more explosive. Every single time that you listen to an Minnesota interview where Matt has a chance to talk about him, or even half or whatever, they all say the same thing, that he's just done the right things, that he's really fine-tuned his game. I talk about it multiple times, that when he was coming out of college, other than the fact that he had some sort of off-the-field issues or on-the-field issues sometimes, his biggest knock was that he didn't care about anything other than himself being in the play. So he'd overrun constantly. He'd over pursue. He wouldn't be able to set the edge. He'd make some boneheaded attempts at diving tackles and take himself out of the play. I think that him just understanding how to be a selfless player and listening to the coaching staff, like Tim just stood there, they're really taking the time to explain to these guys, not just what they're doing, but why they're doing it. And you see a guy, Cox, that has come and developed the way that he does. That has to be a testament of what he's done as an individual player, but also how much the coaches have learned that they've got to get a certain thing or coach a certain trait out of him, and then reinstate that with better, more positive traits that are more consistent. And I can't tell you how proud I am of that guy, because I'll be honest, like when he first, I thought he'd maybe make the team and then it'd be like a one flash in the pan, one stint and you're done kind of thing. But he has progressed to the point where I believe is our 3rd rotational defensive edge, whatever you want to call him, and he's a dangerous one, man.
Yeah, Emilio, when you look at this contraption they're working here, obviously on a ball drill, does that not look like a push mower to use? That a walk behind? What is this?
It does look like a mower.
Would you imagine that thing probably clear a whole acre in 20 minutes, no problem. But I love that. I love that they're working on getting their hands up, right? I mean, you're not getting punched in the stomach like it's going to happen in the game, but you're still engaging, trying to stretch your arms, get that extension and get vertical. I love that. You can't get to them. You got to get your hands up.
Yeah. And you get that wingspan, Tim, with people like LVN, man, the long arms. And, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, I don't remember this specific drill last year in camp.
I was just going to say that.
There's more than one, too. We've seen a few this year. I know Ryan touched on it on his pod, I believe, yesterday, or maybe even today's pod this morning. Just talking about some things that are kind of new this year. And maybe it is, we've got a new D-line coach. We've got some new blood in there. We've got Hafley. We always use the term year 2 in Hafley's scheme. Well, Hafley tells us every chance he gets that it's a different scheme every rip. We're trying to be, creative. So whatever that means, I think we have the personnel together, and I think we have the right staff, and you're seeing it out here. I mean, we had no pads the first couple of days, and these guys were out hitting the ground running. The intensity was high. But yeah, it's definitely ball hawking, man. That was off camera. That was the ball king throwing those balls to the guys and screaming at them in that drill. It was pretty cool.
And the first 2 that were in that drill was Kenny and Rashawn. Love that.
That's the first two in every drill. I think so far. Those are your leaders. Yep.
Love to see it. So this is the one is a break the sled drill, right, Tim?
Oh, man. Can we run sound on this?
Yeah, let's crank it up.
Bring this up. Coach Ogabasi, man. Let's go.
Big Coach O.
Let's just take a listen here.
Love it.
Getting that last canola.
It ain't broke yet. Break it, he says.
Hey, Dad, let me get one more. Let's go. Get on the floor. Get on support group. Here we go.
Love it.
OVN on the outside.
You did do the opposite side. Here we go. Snap in the hand. Here we go. Snap in the hand.
Right.
Yeah, we need to check on the OVN haters. They're not well. He's having a hell of a camp. It seems like every day somebody's talking about LVN. And Emilio, how important, dude, is it? Jacob, too, man. I want to get your take. If LVN pops this year, this defense, with what Rashawn Gary's already done his entire career, if all of a sudden we got a guy on the other side that the offensive coordinator's got, okay, we can't just chip 52 all game. We got to focus on 90. How crucial is that, man?
Still need that Eddie Murphy. Hercules. Still need the drop. But, yeah, dude, and here, I mean, you're rotating sides, right? You're engaging, you're looking left, right on the dummy, and then you're going left, and then you're right, I'm going to flip over to the other side. Like you see LVN starting here on the left side. Okay, I'm going to work my left side rip, and then I'm going to go to the other side. All right, I'm going to engage, work on my right side rip. I love the consistency that he's bringing as a coach and pushing each player, LVN included, to try to really get them to their best. So let's work on all these drills. You're going to be engaging in blocks. You're going to be trying to stop passing lanes. All these things are going to benefit you. It's just repetitive and consistency.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think this is a really, really good point here. 2-0 for this says, I really don't hear anyone beating Jordan Morgan other than LVN. I was thinking about that today, 2-0 for this. Jacob, it's easy to LVN, he's just torching Morgan, right? Morgan's kind of the whipping child right now. And it's funny, too, because I want to say Coach LaFleur actually bragged on Morgan a little bit earlier today, if I remember correctly. But nonetheless, you had LVN go up against Anthony Belton later in Family Night, and I believe he torched him too. So, the common denominator in practice every day is LVN's the one that's kind of sticking out. You know what I'm saying, Jacob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And I would expect him to. I'm not going to call anybody out in the chat, but I did see somebody said, if he doesn't get 10 sacks this year, the Packers should cut him. No, dude. He's 24, first-round draft pick, an absolute freak of nature. Needed some time to get used to what was going on there, and he's a physical freak of nature. And the fact that we haven't given him enough time. You look at the Trey Hendricksons of the world, enter whatever kind of pass rusher that just took a few years to get his skill set. I think the LVN came in just as a little bit, I wouldn't say raw, but an absolute muscle freak that had a bull rush. Didn't really have a lot else in his bag, and I think now you can see. And I really do love the way that, like we talked about just the last segment, how there's these different drills that I don't remember seeing. Even this one, I'm sure they did drills similar to this, but the way that coach is getting these guys jacked. You see the way Rashawn Gary came off his reps and is just screaming. Same with LVN. These guys are jacked up. They're not just they're not going through the motions of these drills. I think that he's reiterated how important these reps are. You see that stand, like Emilio talked about, having the block engaged and then checking those running lanes, being able to see around. Because there were so many times where I felt like in years past with these guys engaged on the line of scrimmage and they have no vision. They don't know what's going on. They're just fighting the man in front of them, trying to win, but they're not really cognizant of where the play is developing around him, whether or not they should start moving his guy, trying to fill gaps, or if they need to try to shed, and whatever the case may be. It feels like they really are teaching him technical traits with drills that are specifically made for that.
Yeah. Tim, like they're showing right here, man, I'm noticing that they're doing double reps and it's technique and then finish the rep.
Yes.
Right? See the technique, and now you'll see, all right, finish the rep. Watch the next guy.
Yep.
This looks like this might be Devontae Wyatt, maybe.
Yep.
Watch. Technique, all right, finish the rep.
Finish the rep.
Right.
Get off and bring the rip. Bring the rip. That's the running theme. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I heard Coach Covington say bring the rip, I'd be a millionaire already, and we're not even through the first preseason game yet. But yeah, there is an emphasis on, like, to your point, and like what Jacob was saying is, it's power, it's all of these things, right? Use your strength, but it's also the technical side of it. And I think that that's something that they're running together in tandem. And maybe that's a little different compared to last year with, Coach Reb and, Coach Montgomery and, some of the faces that we've had with the group. And that's not a knock on those guys. It's just a different approach by, Coach Covington, I think, with this group. And really, him and Wendell and VO, those three, you see them working together. They are a unit. They're separate but equal at all times. And, the nice thing is they hold each other accountable. They hold these players accountable. And then in turn, the players are holding themselves accountable. We've seen time and time again, Rashawn or Kenny Clark, maybe demand something of a player. And, you might expect a coach to say, hey, okay, he'll kind of take control of it. It's like these coaches are stepping back and letting these leaders lead. And it's showing up every day at practice. You can see it.
Yeah, Emilio, notice right here, too, you got number 93 Stackhouse, right? And it's a pass rush.
Yep.
Boy, looks pretty darn quick, man. For a big player.
For being able to block out the sun and keep Tim cool, man. He is a man right there. And love the 93. It's a great look, but perfect. I mean, it just falls back to the last rep, the last drill. Everybody is trying to get better. We're working on little things. We're working on the technical things, like Tim was saying, to get better, to make everybody else better. I'm going to take that time and show it, demonstrate it, and then I'm going to take the time to work individually with guys, even Kenny. You know what I mean? It's not like we're just taking it out on the rookies and, hey, you're going to do extra reps because of this. No, we're all trying to get better, veterans included.
Definitely. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's go back to the article and let's hit the defensive highlights. Just wanted to start off with all that awesome footage that Tim got. Appreciate you, buddy. You absolutely crushed that game, man. So LVN, we talked about him a little bit, right? Here, LVN sacked Jordan Love and stopped a run by Josh Jacobs. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out, said, "One's move the ball opens with a Van Ness sack and Jordan Love dirts it." So that's one of those probably we were talking about throwing the ball away type thing. But again, man, LVN just continuing to flash. You're going to hear more about Edgerrin Cooper here in a second, but after this one. But Edgerrin Cooper broke up a pass to Tucker Kraft that shows speed in disrupting plays. And then Wes Hodkiewicz went on to point out Cooper and Enigbare all over play action. So Edgerrin Cooper, that's another point of this whole training camp here is you kind of, okay, is he going to take a step back? Are we not going to hear his name much? It just seems like every single day Cooper does something to impress. I know Jordan Love was bragging on him earlier today too in his little mini presser after practice. We'll get to the Warren Brinson news here in a little bit. As you can see here, that same tweet, Warren Brinson favoring the shoulder after the play with Brian Engel and the trainers. Now we'll get to that here in a second. So here we got Corey Ballantyne. Signed a day earlier, pried a deep ball loose from Mecole Hardman. We already talked about that earlier. That's the clip we showed. Now, whether it was a fumble or an incomplete pass, it was a great recovery, obviously, from the rub route there from Malik Heath that Corey Ballantyne got back and banged that thing out. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out, "McDuffie nearly picks Love on a pass across the middle to Reed, but that ball was doing 70 and a 55. So evidently a little too much, or in that case, enough mustard on it to allow that thing to fall incomplete. But McDuffie being in the right place. He ran with the ones, I believe, today. We'll hit that in the lineup segment here in a second. Kenny Clark and Keyshawn Nixon stopped Josh Jacobs at the line of scrimmage. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out, "Kenny Clark and Elton Jenkins showing the kids how it's done, setting the tone in one-on-ones." I don't know if Tim got to see that or not, but boy, I would love to see a one-on-one between Kenny and Elton just up close and personal, kind of like one of those cams that we see on the sideline that you were showing, Tim. But That's two of the leaders on this team, right, man? Kenny in the middle, Elton Jenkins. Watch Kenny just come out and absolutely do exactly what we expected him to do last year. You know what I mean?
I got to tell you, Kenny looks pretty good. Like, I mean, who am I? I'm just a dude who loves football like all of us, right? But, I mean, that foot doesn't look like it's bothering him as much as it has in the past. He looks like what's the word I'm looking for? Reinvigorated. I don't know, like just lighter on his feet. He just seems a little bit faster. And, the big knock on Kenny is, he's getting older. He's, the last Ted Thompson draft pick on this team. And, I tell you, there's a handful of guys I really want to see get a Super Bowl on this team. And right at the top of that list are guys like Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary. So I'm all for it. But I did not get to see that rep. I would have loved to have seen it. I snuck into the stands maybe for about 20 minutes towards the end of practice today. I got to see a little bit of the the offense and defense doing team stuff, but I didn't get to see that Kenny Clark rep. It would have been great.
And another thing here, Emilio, Barron Sorrell had another strong day with the two, showed natural power and balance versus Telford. I think Barron Sorrell, I'm telling you, man, this isn't just training camp talk. We're just getting excited over training camp, news. This camp feels different from last year. Am I wrong there? It just feels like there's more intensity, there's more focus. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It seems like they're amped up this year.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
Where I was going with it, Matt's the one that kind of sets the tone. The players bring it every day, right? Matt can decide, hey, we need to be X, Y, and Z, but he can't be out there doing it all for the players. I love that they're taking it upon themselves to bring that. And Barron Sorrell, I mean, every time we hear something good about a rookie, it's huge, and if something bad happens, okay, fine. You got to dust it off and keep going. There's a lot of snaps left this year. There's a lot of time to get better. And I do think that's, where we're tracking. I'll just say this. I mean, he wouldn't have been having natural power and balance versus my boy Travis, but it's okay because Travis is going to be rehabbing and getting himself squared away for next year.
That's right. I think the defense got kind of lucky that Travis.
They did.
Just me personally. So
see if we can't get him on the old show, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell Travis we need him on here.
So the last little defensive highlight here, Rashawn Gary and Edrin Cooper batted down passes in a 3-play